Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go, catching it. Wait, no, that's not how that goes. Man, must have been a long day. Always positive. Life is great. 592, living in the 718. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who has actually graced our podcast before with his presence. And for those of you that don't know, it was actually on Blog Talk that he was on. But now he's actually on. We're actually having him on our StreamYard platform, which can be seen on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And he's actually not only that, he's actually a Nightmare Factory Class 2 graduate. That's right. He actually is a student of the Nightmare Factory. And he's also the poster boy for not being a poster boy. Everybody, welcome to the show, society's biggest mistake, Rude Dragon.
Woo!
Guys, it is good to be back.
Yeah, man, welcome back, man. It's always great. We always welcome returns, man. We've had several of them before, and we always like to catch up with people to see how they're doing, how everything has been, and since the last time we spoke, and it's always great, man.
You guys were the first podcast that reached out to me and gave me an opportunity to talk about all the experiences I had. So I reached out to Rob and asked if I could come back on, and he graciously accepted. So I'm glad to be able to be here tonight with you guys. Remy, I appreciate after a long day you've had getting to talk to someone as vilely disgusting as me for an hour. So I appreciate it.
Hey, it's no problem, man. It's no problem. Hey, I'm accustomed to violent disgusting. I mean, I live in New York, so trust me. Have you ever been here? Yeah.
No, man. No, I haven't.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of violent, disgusting things on the subways. Yeah. So actually, I once when I was heading home, I think it was I forgot which train it was. I saw a guy in a dog uniform, like complete with the whole head and everything, on all fours, and he had on like some kind of leather and leather bustier waist trainer with, I guess, bedazzled diamonds around it, and he had, I guess, his girlfriend or his homegirl walking him on a leash, and they were doing that on the train. She was feeding him treats and so on. I'm like, yeah, you can't make this. So, Rob, you saw the video and the pictures. Come on, am I lying or am I lying?
Oh man. See,
Yeah,
that's kind of the reason I would love to go visit New York. I mean, I'm a big fan of like, the food culture of every place I go, but beyond that, man, I could spend 2 whole days just riding the subway all day just looking at people cuz oh, that's my favorite type of stuff. I'll never show anyone my TikTok algorithm because I think I'm on like some kind of list somewhere with the stuff I get on that with like you're saying you're watching like someone walk their boyfriend on a subway. I've seen stuff very similar to that. That's what I was going to ask you when you said that that's what you saw. I was like, well, was someone better have been walking him because it's you can't just let a stray dog on a subway.
yeah, no, somebody has to clean poop. I know it's not gonna be me. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, I already take a lot of crap at work, so I don't need to take some dog's crap either. But yeah, but honestly though, I hope you do get a chance to come over here or to visit here or even just wrestle here. If you get to wrestle over here, man, whew, it'll be
No,
an
I have
experience.
I have such aspirations to eventually come up to New York. I mean, one, I'll just give a shout out to my boy Hayden Backlund, repping up northern New York. That guy's tremendous, and I know he's doing everything he can, working hard up there. Some of the greatest people have come out of New York. I'm a big fan of all the Buffalo Boys and all the people that have come out of there, and uh, beyond that, like everyone talks about all the big time wrestling that happens in New York, and that's great and all, but I'm a huge fan of the independents out of New York. As much as I fucking can't stand the cold, I can't at all. Uh, I'm a I'm a big fan of New York and its wrestling scene, and beyond that, I'm a huge vintage toy wrestling collector. So I got to make it up to New York so I can start trying to find me some classic superstars.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We have the I believe it's called the Wrestling Universe, which is somewhere out in Queens. Every time they have, and the thing about them is that they have former WWE superstars that go over there, but every time they have these legends and so on, it's like I something always happens. I never end up going. One day I'll probably make it out there though. But if anything, if you're looking for any wrestling memorabilia and so on, I would definitely recommend there. They're a pretty popular store, and yeah, the over here up here. It's not if there's a wrestling show this weekend. It's where you want to watch it. Do you want to go to Queens or Brooklyn or the Bronx? Do you want to go to Staten Island? Do you want to go? If you're motivated enough, do you want to go up to Buffalo, or do you want to go across the Hudson to New Jersey? Because New Jersey has a pretty decent scene too. There's so much here.
Yeah, man, I love that Northeast scene when wrestling wise. Like they have, I think that's kind of the one thing that I wish that I got a lot more in the Southeast in terms of like um it doesn't necessarily feel like the Southeast is as huge of wrestling as you might think it is. It is, like, don't get me wrong. People will hear that and they'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, AEW was based out of Jacksonville for so long, and its headquarters just has heavily ties to there, and you have you had the Performance Center with NXT being based out of Florida as well. Like, I get that wrestling happens in the Southeast. And some of the wrestling that does happen there is absolutely incredible, but when you think of New York, you do think of the big giant overhead that you think of with WWE, and you think of all the history that's happened in places like Madison Square Garden, and it's just um, you know uh, it's like when you go to certain cities and like that city's not a basketball town. When you go to New York, that's a basketball city. And when you go to New York, you know that it's a wrestling city. And when you go to Chicago, you know that it's a wrestling city. And LA is a wrestling city. But some places you go there and it doesn't breathe that like as much as some cities do. And I think that's one thing I'd love to go check out with the New York scene, because those people work hard. There's so many people that come out of the Northeast that that I would probably say that the Northeast independent scene has probably been the most dominant independent scene for the last 5 years, probably 10 years.
Yeah, I'd say the Northeast and Texas and even California, which is where you're at. Because I've been to SoCal, and you could feel a difference in each scene. And I'm not just saying this because I mean you're originally from California, correct?
Yeah, I'm from the Bay Area. I mean, I've definitely like I've gone to shows in LA and I've experienced the SoCal scene, but no, California definitely does have a big feel wrestling vibes.
Yeah, because I've seen like I've had the opportunity to see wrestling in California. Once was with Wildcat, which is they're a Louisiana-based organization run by Luke Hawks, but they were doing a tour, and I got to see them in San Diego on a naval base. And the other show I saw was AWS, and I don't know if you noticed it, but to me, they stand out more than any other territory. Like the people, like they're larger than life. When you see people like the Stoner Brothers and Hudson Envy, I don't know if Hudson Envy still wrestles, but you see people like her, and there's just so many characters that you see there that would be like, man, they would be good for like WWE or AEW. They would definitely stand out. Like I saw a guy named Serial Man, a character named Serial Man. That
Hey,
is
you mentioned two people in both the Stoner Brothers and Serial Man. Shout out Hood Slam, who's actually running tonight. It is the first Friday of the month. Don't bring your kids. Check your fucks at the door every Friday. Hood Slam's back, and honestly, I can't be more grateful that they are, because the Stoner Brothers, Chic, Anton Voorhees, everyone who's been a part of the growth of Hood Slam has paved such a huge way for this next generation of California wrestlers, and I wish them nothing but the best. I talked to Anton today, and I told him good luck to your locker room, and I sincerely hope Hood Slam gets even bigger than it already is. Wrestling can be so much more than it is, and I think that people like to discredit what the independents can be, when I don't think they understand the right people that really care about wrestling will go above and beyond to make it what it should be. And it's like, you talk about, like, all the, some of the people you mentioned, you watch WWE and you see people like Shotzi Blackheart and Mansoor, and those people came out of Stoner U, and they came out from the Stoner Brothers, and they were trained under them. So those people absolutely know what they're doing. And if you look at what Dark Sheik's doing with GCW, I believe their match coming up in the collective is against Charles Mason, who's up in Jersey City Wrestling. I'm looking forward to that match. I love all the stuff that they've done in the last year for that company, especially that group of California wrestlers are some of my favorite, because they've had a direct impact on me. When I was 8 years old, and it was 2005, some of the first wrestlers I watched were Dark Sheik and the Stoner Brothers. Way before that's who they were, but those are some of the people I've grew up on, and some people are just seeing them in the last few years, but I've watched the entire uprise of this whole NorCal scene become something I can't even tell you how much I'm proud of, because as much as I'm a wrestler, there is a huge admiration that I have for the history of everything NorCal's done in terms of APW with Marcus Mack, and PWG down south, and PCW Ultra, and PCW with Zach Reeb has done in the past, and everything today, and the growth of what this scene is. And I can't even believe I forgot, West Coast Pro has become, in my opinion, the greatest independent wrestling company in the country. And they're not slowing down, guys. We've had we've had a dual matches between Davey Richards and Kevin Blackwood. We're having a return of Minoru Suzuki. I can't even tell you how much this company goes above and beyond to impress everyone. So I can't thank every single person who has started to do hands-on grow, like, their part to make NorCal grow, because it's doing so much for me and everyone else, and I can't be more thankful for that.
Are you talking about Kevin Blackwood, the Kevin Blackwood with the dark sleeve on his arm? With the
Oh, I'm
blonde?
talking me, Kevin Blackwood. Kevin Blackwood, I think, is going against Minoru Suzuki in April, coming up for West Coast Pro. A match that no one should miss. It's sold out within a matter of 3 days. If you're not watching West Coast Pro on IWTV, or if you're not in the Bay Area and you're not going, I don't know what you're missing, because it's some of the best independent wrestling you'll ever see.
Wow, Kevin Blackwood. I've seen few matches of his. The man could go. And I really hope that, first off, I really hope Tony Khan does not dissolve Ring of Honor. I really hope he keeps it. And I hope he gives opportunities. I hope one of those opportunities goes to Kevin Blackwood, because he needs to be up there as well. And the man is just, yeah, he's been on AEW Dark a couple of times, but yeah, oh, that's a great opportunity for him, man.
Oh,
GCW,
they're a beautiful person. I can't wait to see him and Minoru Suzuki beat the shit out of each other.
yeah, that's gonna be a match, man. And Minoru Suzuki doesn't take no mercy. Like, he just destroys everybody.
The last time Minoru Suzuki was in a West Coast Pro ring, it was against Daniel Garcia, and he looked him dead in his face and said "fucking young boy" and smacked him across the jaw. So no, everyone is thankful that he's back. On that same show, you are getting Davey Richards versus Yuji Nagata. Guys, I'm telling you this: when
New
people say like,
Justice?
people have been saying, "Oh, I love PWG, but I can't watch their streams, and sometimes I can't." It's like you got to wait for a DVD. It's like, I have no diss to that. I respect all the things that PWG does tradition wise, but you can watch these shows as they happen live on IWTV when you watch West Coast Pro. So I highly recommend everyone looking that up. This is just a free fucking advertisement for them because I love them so much.
Hey, if you love something, matter of fact, I'm gonna do another one too. Also, if you are a wrestling fan and you want to check out other independent promotions as well, aside from IWTV, check out Fight TV. They have a lot of good things too. A lot of great things. Check out these websites. And a lot of their programming that they have is for, I can't speak for IWTV, but a lot of some of Fight TV's episodes that they have for like you got Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and Championship Wrestling from Arizona, they're free. So you could definitely check those out as well. Y'all could definitely check those out as well, man. I always tell people, man, like if you're on the East Coast, see what's going on with the West Coast, and vice versa. And if you see what's going on with the East Coast and the West Coast, check out what's going on with Midwest. Check out what's going on with down south. Check out what's going on in good old Texas. There is no excuse to not look at these promotions. I don't care what anybody says. I was stationed in Japan for 3 years, and I was watching championship wrestling from Arizona, championship wrestling from Hollywood. I was watching, what else was I watching? Reality wrestling in Texas, and I was watching OVW over there in Kentucky. All 3,000 and something miles away. I was watching that. So there's no excuse. I don't know why people why people do that, but
Another one that I'll give a huge shout out to on the East is all the people over at Terminus that have been, everything that's happening there with that, Jonathan Gresham and Baron Black and all the people that work hard over there. Some of my best friends are still over in the Southeast grinding real hard. Trip Jordy is doing the most and getting, and I swear, like, sometimes you see wrestlers and you try to wonder like where's their potential. And when I see Trip Jordy, I think of like, that they're going to be on the same tier as like Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay at some point, because there's just such a natural gift that some people understand when it comes to what it takes to be not only athletic but in-ring athletic. And I think he has all the potential in the world. So there's so many people I can name in the Southeast, and I honestly just recommend everyone go look up promotions like Pro South and Southern Honor and every other Southeast promotion that you can really watch. Like you said, on IWTV, on Fight TV, they're great promotions. The Southeast work hard. AC Mack is the IWTV independent wrestling champion. So you got to give it up to those people in the Southeast. They've been grinding, and sometimes I think that is probably the most slept on region, because they are absolutely right when they said they do not get the love that they deserve. So I'm glad for everyone that's still working hard over there, and I can't wait to go back and hopefully get some experience working with some of the great people down in Southeast.
I'm very well aware of what the Southeast can do. I mean, I've seen Anarchy Wrestling, and I've seen like Anthony Henry, who came out from there, who was in WWE, great worker. I've seen so many people in the Southeast, and it's just, man, I tell you, I'm definitely very well aware. And plus, the Nightmare Factory, where you guys come from, yo, you guys are killing it, man. I mean, I didn't see the Showcase 4, but I saw the Showcase 3, and once again, I was thoroughly impressed. I was
Oh, Remy, you gotta see Showcase 4. Showcase 4 is headlined and main evented by not only one of my close friends, but someone who's comes out of the one of the same schools as me, Cliff Hendricks.
I'll check it out. So I only saw one match. It was the women's match, and it was Katie Hebner and Ashley Dubois versus Reka Tahaka and Giselle Azure.
Yeah,
And
honestly, man, that entire show, I was there. I saw that one. That one is probably one of my favorite. I'm not being, I got some biasness for my own class, but if you're asking me, what do I think is the most entertainment showcase show wrestling wise from start to finish, I'm probably going to say either class 3 or class 4. Class 1 is also great. I'm not hating. I think you have people like, you got the great matches like Kid Bandit and Trevor Outlaw on Showcase 3, and then you have some really insane matches with uh, Dylan Lesson and his opponent. I, I think Caleb Carrington. He's been on AEW Dark recently. He's incredible. Like the Showcase 4 is great.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it. I'm actually. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna admit. I finally admitted and say I'm actually a fan of the Nightmare Factory. You guys always put like Showcase 3. You know what the OMG moment for me was for Showcase 3? It was, well, no, there was two of them. It was Parker Lee and Raiden the Canadian Destroyer. And I thought Parker Lee would have lost. I was like, uh-oh, he's in trouble. Nah, homeboy hit Raiden the Canadian Destroyer with a Canadian Destroyer and he won the match. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then there was another one, and I really hope she needs to be signed. She, well, not if not signed, a lot of women's promotions need to be taking her seriously and booking her. The Mountain Mama, Jess Barnes. She came to that battle royal and she stood toe to toe with the wrestling. I forgot what his name is. The wrestling warden. I know it was a wrestling warden on Instagram, and she was going like punch for punch with that guy. And she also eliminated Carly Bravo from that battle royal. I was
Remy, Remy, I with all due respect, I will take you on the first one. I will allow no good things to ever be said in the presence of me or my friends about Jess Barnes again. Jess Barnes is not one of us. She is not a Nightmare Factory graduate. We do not accept her. She is a terrible person, and we will never own her as a human being. So, as much as she can go toe to toe with maybe some men that are her size as well, we do not appreciate her, and I will not stand here for any good things to be said about her, sir.
oh, okay. I'm just a fan. I don't know what goes on, man. I just
Oh, 100%, man. But
stay in my corner.
hey, a lot of people are aware of some things that she has done outside of the camp, and it's not really up to me to really talk about that, but I do want to give it up to that class. Really, that class is one of the hardest working classes, and I think that they should get the flowers that they deserve. Some of my other favorite people in that class being Frank Gore, JDX, they're incredible athletes. JDX is probably in my, if you ask me who are your favorite wrestlers to watch outside of all of the people who've graduated the Nightmare Factory, I mean JDX is, it might be number one. He's, I think he's really slept on, and I think he has an incredible future.
Yeah, I saw that it was him versus Ishmael Vaughn, the independent variable, and that tope suicide CNC that he did on JDX. They took out the whole front row, like that whole guardrail went down. I was like, yo, that's crazy,
I'm gonna
man.
tell you something right now. I've wrestled Ishmael Vaughn, and he hits like a Mack truck. He actually beat me with. I'm not happy to admit it. He definitely paid for it because I shot fire in his eyes, dickhead. But he he beat me with the attitude adjustment. John Cena's finish, and I didn't appreciate that. But next time we'll run it back. And the real thing is that he didn't bring his friend. And what's the point of having all your friends? I mean, you guys have friends, and when you guys are down, they're probably there for you. But when Ish wasn't, and I threw fire in his face, Kid Bandit was nowhere to be found, and Kid Bandit's never anywhere to be found when I call him out. And Kid Bandit's kind of afraid to wrestle me, in my opinion. So when Kid Bandit ever wants to step up, and he actually wants to not, throw 30 spins and then miss a kick to my hip, he can finally come find me, and I will have no problem ripping his leg off of his body.
Wow, Kid Bandit better beware. I don't know if he's watching, but yeah. Speaking of which, hey, I found it funny. Like when I first saw that class, here's how weird I am. people when that class, because you know every class, you obviously know every class that graduates, they take a picture of everybody, like a group picture and so on, with the trainers and the students and so on. When I saw Kid Band, I was like, wow, he has cool hair. And some people were they were like wondering who is that, and some people were making fun of his hair. Me, I was like, I want to know what his story is, and I want to know ASAP. And eventually, I was able to get him on the show. Very great guy. He has a big future in the business, and yeah, man, that man is definitely making the rounds. And yeah, the hair is definitely working for him, man. It's definitely working for him. Just like the fireball, man. I saw you made a return to California and you hit that guy with the fireball. I was like, you honestly, Real Dragon, you're the first person with that has the name Dragon in their name and actually uses fire. I tip my hat off to you. You're definitely, living up to your name. That's why just like Rob Bass here, he's the greatest thing on God's green earth. He's Delaware's greatest American hero. Every time he's at the shows, the ladies are taking pictures with him because he's the greatest thing on God's green earth. Me, I'm still working on crossing more oceans, but you're definitely living up to your name, man.
I mean, the fireball works, Bubba. I mean, all these people think they can just stand there and disrespect me, and they're I love it. I love the hubris because I'm always prepared, and it's either I'm gonna spit the sludge of the great ones in your eyes and show you exactly what I'm seeing. Because I did that to my most recent opponent. I didn't need fire. My most recent opponent, the pound for pound king, TJ Black, thought he was something all special. And then he came and wrestled me. And you know what? He got a win, but he paid for it because I kicked his ass on the outside, hit him in the chair. I don't know how his shoulder's feeling, but I turned him around and I spit it all up in his eyes. And now he's infected, and now he's not feeling too well. I've heard him start to get all schizophrenic recently, starting to talk to himself. I'm eager to see how far this starts to go. As much as I'll infect every person, I'm the infection of California, and everyone's getting it.
Ooh, awesome. Good thing I live in California, man. Good thing I'm here in Brooklyn, and I'm not in the ring. So yeah, opponents, y'all better beware. So, the last time we talked, so you're based in Georgia now, right? Or you're still in
Current
California?
Currently, I was based in Georgia for all of 2021, but for 2022, I've returned back to NorCal, and I'm going to be expanding my work to SoCal and Las Vegas and the Pacific Northwest and anywhere else that wants the Rude Dragon to kick somebody's chest in.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that it's definitely working for you. Hopefully, we can see you in places like Versus Pro out in Las Vegas. Actually, one of your fellow, not classmates, but I guess schoolmates, Raiden the Destroyer, the Canadian Destroyer, who we had on the show as well. He actually recently battled Beast the Butcher, and I bet that was a crazy match right there. But hopefully, we can see you there in FSW and so many other places, man. Because yeah, California is definitely one of those places that has a rich history and so on. And hopefully, we get to see a rematch between you and Trip Jordy. I mean, I saw that match at the Student Showcase too, and I was like, I don't think Trip Jordy's gonna get this, and Trip actually pulled it out. So hopefully, we get a rematch.
Well, I'm glad that you want to see me rematch Trip. I can't wait to kick his ass again. He got very lucky, but actually, Remy, it's funny you say that because I think you're not the only one that wants to see me and Trip Jordy go at it one more time. I think a lot of people in California are very aware of what the embarrassment that I felt from that. And here's another thing too, guys. I've been very quiet on this, and I'll be frank. The fact that Trip Jordy was in the Young Lions Cup for 2021, and I wasn't, someone who is from Northern California, is absolutely blasphemous. So don't get it twisted. Trip Jordy loves coming out to California. He thinks it's nice and sunny. He loves having nice little peppy vibes. Probably hangs out with all his friends on TikTok. That's great. But when he comes back next time, I can't wait to even the score.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a match. I'll definitely check out IWTV for that one. That would be a return I would love to see. So you're over in the Pacific, and you're definitely making that. You're definitely starting from home. You got a renewed sense of skill now, and then you also have the fireball in your arsenal as well too. Who are some people that you hope to actually fight in the near future? Like, who are you hoping to like get into the ring with real soon? Aside from Trip Jordy and Ishmael Vaughn.
Well, I'd say that a few people from California that I've been wanting to wrestle for a long time would be probably D Rogue and Marco and Fab MPR. I mean, they recently recruited Brooke Havoc before she tragically retore her other ACL, and MPR has been taking California tag team wrestling by storm. If only I had friends so that I could stand up to money, power, and respect. That's adorable. But those people are definitely on my radar. A few others would definitely be Juicy Finau. As much as he's uh, 3 times my size, I'm not afraid of anyone. I want I think people have it very twisted that I throw fireballs and I spit into people's eyes because I can't get the job done. No, 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 no. I will kick your teeth out of your mouth. I will rip your elbow off your arm. I will shove your hand through your ass, through your mouth, and make you talk to yourself. Like I don't think people get it. I'm a very violent wrestler for a reason because of the stigma that I get as a smaller, skinny, scrawny guy, and that's adorable to me because I will elbow you in the mouth.
Wow. You know what? We definitely need you in GCW because that would definitely be a great place. You could have all the violence you want. You can pretty much have liberties with your opponents in GCW. That would be that. I definitely hope you get that opportunity.
GCW LA fights. I'm willing to even prove myself on a smaller level. They call it their developmental brand. I'm willing to be a developmental project if that's what you think I am. I love what GCW is doing, both sides of the coast. So either or, I love to travel.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. I definitely hope you get the opportunity, and because they're doing big things. They were here in New York a couple of weeks ago. I had something come, so I couldn't really make it, but I'll definitely try to make their next show as well too. Definitely. So in the Northeast, are there any particular promotions outside of New York? Talk about New York. Are there any promotions that you want to go to, like maybe MCW in Maryland and Maryland? Maybe hey, Rob. I know Rob is gonna be scared right now because maybe one CW or Delaware, anywhere you'd want to go over on the Northeast outside of New York. That is.
I mean, I would. The Northeast is probably the territory that I know the least about when it comes to active promotion wise. I know Pennsylvania and Philadelphia is a very hot area, and I would love to go wrestle throughout there in Jersey and what Jersey City wrestling has, but I'm not familiar as much as with that market as I probably should be. And those are people I want to get in contact with. And once I'm back on the East Coast, probably next year, then I'll be going definitely more farther up northeast, but for now it's all West Coast, baby.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I definitely got to hit up the West Coast, man. Y'all definitely got a lot of things popping over there, and I'm a next time over here, I'm definitely gonna make sure if there's a show running, I'll definitely check it out as well too. Heck, I might even might even try to go to one of your shows if you're wrestling on it too.
Oh, you better. I'm the draw, baby.
Yeah, y'all even have in NorCal, y'all even have a girl that resembles Carmella. I don't know if you have ever heard of her, Jordan Blue.
Oh, you
And
mean we trained together?
yeah, like I was like, she looks so much like Carmella. And the thing is, she's actually been in the same space as Carmella, like The WWE hired her, I guess, to be an extra, and she said that some of the girls came and talked to her, but not Carmella. She didn't say if it was like on purpose, but they didn't get a chance to talk. But I'm like, man, imagine if they actually were actually like side to side in an actual picture. That'd be something.
No, they look like nearly identical. Yeah, I trained with Jordan Blue, I think, yesterday.
East Bay Pro, I gotta, yeah, East Bay Pro is another one that's doing great things as well too.
Oh, you're damn right they are. Ever since they've had me back, they're doing stellar.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. 'Cause I know Rob has some questions for you. Rob, go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Oh, my fellow skinny brother, how you doing, my man?
All right, man. Just on that Operation Fat Rob. I mean, trying to do the thing, man.
100%, buddy.
That's right. Yeah. Speaking of that, man, I seen a couple of taco things on your Instagram, man. Yo, where the good taco places at, man? 'Cause those things were looking good.
Oh, anywhere in California, and especially if it's a truck on the side of the road and it's guys that look like they only take cash, that's the best one.
Ooh, see, I've always heard that. Yeah, yeah. Street tacos, yeah, they're always the best.
Oh man, especially you get a little extra cilantro. You get and here's the thing too. Some places around here they don't just throw in lemon; they'll throw in a lime too. And people are like, "No, I only really like lemon." Hey, don't sleep or don't sleep on lemon on a taco, man. It goes hard. I love the El Pastor with some lemon.
That's right. That's right. Oh man, yeah, it's all late right now, man. But oh man, I could go for tacos, man. Oh man, anytime, man. I can wake up and have tacos for breakfast. I'm good to
Don't
go.
even get me started. I'll do it right after the podcast.
That's right. Sometimes I'll be like, let me just throw an egg in there or something, man. Make a steak and egg one. A burrito. I feel a little better about myself.
100%, man.
That's right. Man, so yeah, man, like you were saying, man, East Bay Pro, man. I was checking out some of your stuff, man. Like, man, since you've been back in Cali, you've been on a tear. Like, not only have you been putting sludge in people's faces and throwing fireballs, I was watching this one match. You done chopped the soul out of this one dude. Man, you hit him, and the way he was flipping and I was like, oh, yeah, Sam and Dean Winchester couldn't, saved him, man. So, yeah, man, what got into you with the over there in Cali? You just like, yeah. I'm doing my thing out here. Y'all gonna know who Rude Dragon is.
Oh, I mean, like I said, man, that match particularly. they they put me against this just they're called the Zuba Warriors, buddy. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're from outer space, I think. They're they're luchadors, I think. Look, here's the thing, man. All I know is that when I went to lock up with the dork, he pulls a Slim Jim out of the back of his tights and he takes a bite of it. He shakes the ropes like he's Ultimate Warrior. So I gave him a little piece of the meat, buddy. I picked him up and chopped the soul out of him. I turned his chest into minced meat.
Mm. Oh yeah, I heard that all the way over here on the on the other side of the country. I was like, "Woo! Oh man!" I thought I was gonna have an asthma attack after that one. I was like, "Man,
Oh, anyone can get it. I hit harder. Trust me.
mm, that's right." Oh man, I can't imagine that, man. Reffing a match with you and you just do that. Woo! I just be over there. Hold on, man. Don't go for the three yet. I gotta catch my breath, too. Woo! Man. So yesterday, man, we had a guest on, the assassin AK, man, and he was telling us a story about training. He said he was talking about, it was like, I don't know, day one, day two training, and y'all were doing, I forget what y'all were doing, crucifix something, and he said, man, you landed on him, or he landed on you, and he was like, oh man, you never let him forget it, man. So what happened there, man? Was that true? Did he actually land on you? Something happened? He was like,
Oh
man,
man, wait,
I'll never hear the end of it.
AK brought that up.
Yeah, he was like, man, I never hear the end of it, man.
Oh my God. Oh no. Okay, so here's the thing. AK is a totally great guy. Especially with like the growth that guy's made in wrestling, like from since day one. When you come in day one in wrestling, some days you get put in that are like days that are really hard. Like you know, imagine like your first day of wrestling is like days where you're trying to like go like do like topes or top atomicos where you're trying to jump like dive over the rope and do like a tiger dive and do, you know, crazy athletic stuff. It's not easy. You gotta, you know, adjust yourself. But AK's first day in Nightmare Factory, to my knowledge, was him doing crucifixes, and it's not his fault. He just didn't really know how to base yet as a wrestler, and the only reason I've ever given AK shit for this is because if you ask anyone who's ever wrestled me, I'm the lightest motherfucker of all time. I weigh absolutely nothing. So when I'm doing the crucifixes and he's just going straight back, he went into my ribs, and it happens. And here's the thing: I'm not mad at him at all. It's wrestling. It's what we all train for. I love AK. He's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he was telling us about that. He's like, "Oh man, I felt so bad and stuff, man." He never left. I was like, "Oh man, we're having him on tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, I definitely got to ask about that one. That was pretty funny." Oh man. So you're talking about, collecting those classic, wrestling stuff, figures and stuff, man. So what are your like favorites that you have, man? Or is there some that you're, on the hunt for that's on like a wish list, Like, oh, if I could get this one, oh my collection would be like that much sweeter.
Oh, Rob, you know the questions to ask me, buddy. So my top three that I think I have right now, the ones that I'm really proud of, is I have the one figure that got me back into collecting was I have a Series One Classic Superstars Bret Hart. I also got on eBay, which was like, I can't some of the stuff you get on eBay, man, is like unbelievable. And this is one of them. I got a Dean Malenko, I think it's Series 14 Classic Superstars. And that was my number one figure I was on the hunt for because I'm a fucking huge Dean Malenko fan. And I was just really skeptical that that one was still in box somewhere because some of these ones are easy to find, like easier than others, but then you like I don't collect out of box. I want them in box, and it's like I just, these are, some of these are going to be 20, 30, 40 years old one day, and it's going to get really hard to try to find these in box. So that's one that's really hard. And then probably my third one is I have the Ruthless Aggression Flash Rey Mysterio, and that one
Oh,
is I collect Rey Mysterio's classic superstars and AEW tag teams. That's generally what I go for.
oh, nice. I was at a Comic Con this past summer, and one of the vendors there, they had like, old school wrestlers and stuff from WCW, and I think it was a cross promotion with when they had the drive-in where they showed the monsters and stuff, and then one was like Chris Jericho is like a vampire or a wolfman, and then somebody else is Frankenstein. I was like, man, I've never seen these before. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I was debating on grabbing one or something 'cause I've never seen those before. They look real cool. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there are a couple toy shows that are coming up in March and April in NorCal, and I'm looking at them.
Hmm. Yeah, I like going to those things. Yeah, because you always check some. I can always see something like, oh my God, what in the world is that? Or I've seen that on like some collector show. You know, what I mean, they're like, this is like one of the rarest things you can find. Like, woo, it's locked up in behind this like the bulletproof glass and stuff. It's like, oh man.
Oh, I mean Trip Jordy and John Grillo. Yeah, they found the TSF boys found the Chase Sting, the one of 5,000 Sting AEW ones, and I was shocked. I
Mm.
was like, how like of all the chases that you find one of the coolest ones.
Oh man, what did they just happen upon it or something? I don't think I seen that one. Were they on the Wrestle House?
Yeah, yeah, they opened it. I think you could check their Instagram or you check one of their most recent episodes of the Wrestle House vlog. But they found them, and those guys have been finding some good stuff lately. Like, they found AEW cards. They found Chase Stings. So
Man,
I love those guys collecting. I'm gonna almost steal their idea on trying to like start displaying my collection finds a little bit more.
that's right. Yeah, later this month I get to see the Renegade Twins and Cat Spencer. You know what I mean? I might have to prod them and be like, hey man, what are their secrets? You know what I mean? What do they do? You know what I mean? Here's some tacos, man. You know what I mean? What are their secrets that they do? Do they
Shout out
bribe
Robin.
people?
Shout out Robin Renegade.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Robin's awesome. I was chatting. She was telling me all about her.
The greatest.
AEW. Yeah, she was telling me about her matchup with Britt Baker last time I saw her. I was like, oh man, that is awesome. You know what I mean? Oh, so proud, so proud. I didn't
Oh
get to
no,
see Mama
seriously, like
Renegade though. Oh no, go ahead.
they're all like the both of them are great. I hope they do tremendous more things in the Southeast. But the other thing too is they're going like tons of places too. I'd love to see them come out to California.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think the farthest they go is like Texas. I think I've seen pretty much Texas and then all that. Yeah, California. Yeah, that'd be awesome. The chance out there. Whew. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, because I forget who they're wrestling. I think it's a six woman tag. It's them and Kylan King. I forget who they're wrestling against coming up, but yeah, it's supposed to be a good. Going to be a pretty good match.
I'm looking forward to it. They do great things.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All you Nightmare Factory grads and students, man, y'all, man, you know QT. Yeah, he knows what to do out there, man. Y'all tear it down every time.
QT is the greatest coach in wrestling, and no one no one's yelling it, and everyone should be, and he just is. QT's the best.
Oh yeah, I've heard Charlotte, you know, say yeah, yeah, yo, QT taught me to do this, you know what I mean? He know what he doing. I'm like, that's right, you know what I mean? QT's the man.
The man, absolutely unparalleled. Like there's no one comparable to QT in wrestling. I'm not exaggerating that. He's the the amount of I can't tell you how underrated, slept on. He does not get his flowers. He is an incredible wrestler who can wrestle anyone, and he makes it look so freaking easy.
Hmm. Oh, I know, man. It's like, yeah, it's just he kind of, you know, see, it's like you were saying. Well, my favorite wrestlers too, so underrated, Dean Malenko. Anybody, he go on almost anybody, and it's just like, yeah, just yeah, effortless, effortless. It's just, oh man, what was he, the man of 1,001 holes, and then Jericho became the man of 1,004
Yeah, he's
or
the
1,000 whatever.
yeah. It's look when I've seen. I remember I posted this on Twitter recently. One time I saw QT Marshall demonstrate a tackle drop down, and I swear to God, it was so beautiful you could have framed it and put it
Mm,
in a museum.
mm, man, that's great. Oh man, see, I'd love to meet him one time, just pick his brain about reffing and stuff. You know what I mean? Just all that stuff. You know, see what he knows and just about all kinds of stuff, man. Oh, I know there's so much knowledge there,
Good guy, and
man.
beyond that, his wife Carolyn Fazio is an incredible nutritionist who's helped so many of my friends with maintaining some of the best physiques. I mean, if you look at the evolution of like Dylan McQueen, for example, Dylan McQueen is an incredible athlete right now. They are killing it in terms of physique, and that's one thing in part to what the discipline that might have been instilled with the help of Carolyn. She does great work. I recommend people go check her out.
That's right. Now, were you there? Did you get to learn with the cat? Was the cat there while you were training there?
Yeah, the cat actually dropped in a couple times. He didn't do, so much in ring and stuff. He'd come in and say hi, check out a couple things. But actually, one of his students is Casey Rocker, and he's done a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
help with that guy in the southeast.
yeah, yeah. The cat, yeah. He's somebody I'd love to talk to. He was one of my favorites when I was a kid, man. He'd just come out there and just trash everybody on the mic. Somebody better call my mama.
You
Oh, I
know,
love that.
oh my God, the funniest thing, since we're bringing up the cat, I made Trip Jordy watch the last like 6 or 7 shows of WCW Thunder in 2001, and it's just hilarious seeing that one of the top people in the company is Ernest the Cat Miller. We were like, what is how did he become the top draw of this entire company? This is insane.
Oh yeah, oh man, yeah, yeah. WCW at the end, yeah, they went crazy. Yeah, it was a little crazy. Somebody else I used to love in WCW was Scott Norton. Like he never got he never talked or anything. He was just some dude just come out there and just kick butt and then leave. He was always somebody I liked too.
have you
Shout out Scott Norton.
have you read his book?
No, I haven't. He has a book.
Yeah, I've heard he has a really
Oh,
good book. Like I've heard he has a book that's like just if you're a really good wrestling fan, it's one of the best ones. I've heard good things about Scott Norton post wrestling, so I'm interested in checking it out. If you're a fan of Scott Norton, look into that.
Yeah, because the last time I seen something with him was on the Dark Side of the Ring. I think it was the one with WCW when they went to Korea or something, and they're interviewing him, and he still looked like he'd go out there and like he was going to rip somebody's throat out and break your neck. I was like, whoo, man, I don't want to meet him in a dark alley or something in a bar fight. Like, man, I want him on my side, man. Yeah, Norton. So I do got to ask, since you're out there in Cali, what's next for you? Do you have a match coming up this weekend, next weekend, or whatever? Are you gonna, is it coming up to getting revenge on Ishmael Vaughn and Kid Bandit? And you also got watch out for Lola, the Electric Bunny. Sometimes she might be out there running around, might do something too.
Listen, the highlight likes to run away. They're rarely together. I'll probably see Ishmael Vaughn and hopefully Kid Bandit later down the line. And this weekend is there. I'm taking a nice relaxation. A lot of people aren't aware of this. In October last year, I partially tore my rotator cuff and opted
Mm,
to not get surgery, which would have sidelined me for 7 to 8 months. Plus, I would have had to go focus on recovery, and I decided to not do that. So I opted out for surgery. I've been doing things like going to the chiropractor and getting adjustments, getting doing cryo sessions, getting acupuncture, and doing everything I can to not aggravate my injury. So this weekend we're taking a nice little break to rest the shoulder in between the bookings we've been doing. I think I'm doing pretty well for someone who's partially torn their shoulder 4 weeks ago and is able to still wrestle right now. So big John Cena, that injury. So we're gonna
that's right.
we're gonna keep fighting that hard. But we got March 12th at East Bay Pro Wrestling, Shamrock and Shenanigans, the main event. You have the Heartbeat Nick Xander trying to win the title against Downtown Dylan Cruz. I think Nick Xander's going to do it. If you've been following Nick Xander, he's probably one of the faces of Las Vegas wrestling right now, along with people like Adriel Noctis and Sandra Moon and Jody and Lazarus and all of those wrestlers. So I'm glad to see it. Deshade as well. Jay Vidal, I got to give it up. So that's going to be an incredible match. And then along with me, yeah, I've heard that one of the kids that I kicked the chest in before, Bryson Andrews, wants a rematch against me. But to
Mm,
be honest with you, that sounds like a bunch of BS, and I think I have a better plan. So stay tuned, and you'll definitely see.
that's right. Yeah, he better watch out, man. You chop the soul out of their body. You know what I mean? You can't even call the Winchester brothers for that, man. Woo. So yeah, you mentioned Brooke Havoc and stuff earlier. I was going to ask, have you talked to her lately? How's she doing? She's a former guest of the show and stuff, man. We're always trying, make sure everybody's all right and stuff. You know what I mean? Is she doing well?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say this, Brooke. The degree that everyone might think Brooke Havoc is, like, you might have an idea, like, I think Brooke Havoc is this good. She's 10 times better than you think she is, because that woman has gone through two major knee injuries and is going to, when she comes back, be one of the greatest independent wrestlers in wrestling. I can guarantee that. I spoke to them less than a week ago. We hung out. They're one of my closest friends, and I'm looking forward for them to coming back, because I am no prejudice in kicking their ass too.
That's right. There you go. Everybody, come one, come all. Let's go. So I got to ask,
Absolutely.
before I pass it on back to Remy, man, since you've been, in Cali and stuff, man, have you, had any, crazy road adventures happen to you? Like, being up there in NorCal, man, Harry and the Hendersons, the Sasquatches up there, man. Like, you haven't come across something like that yet?
No, man. I mean, the thing with California is, like, it. I mean, the scariest thing in California that you see is the fucking gas prices. It's getting ridiculous.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not gonna be making it anywhere up up north too much and seeing all these things if they keep raising that shit. So, I mean,
Hmm.
I've been coming back, keeping it pretty local with East Bay Pro. I'm reaching out to a couple other places. Um, again, I mean, this. If I'm being realistic, there are places that I'd love to reach out to and wrestle for and get these big opportunities, but my body's just not quite there recovered wise, and I'm trying to, take easy steps back into getting to be the best I can. I'm not quite championship ready, so when I am, everyone's gonna damn know about it because nobody's gonna be fucking getting out of the Cthulhu clutch. I'm tapping everybody out with it.
That's right. Oh, real quick, yeah, you said you do cryo or whatever. I wanted to ask you about that. What is that cryo stuff? Did it like just shooting you with
You
like
said what's cryo?
cold stuff on you? Yeah, yeah, cryo treatment or whatever you do for your shoulder.
So cryo is basically you get in like a chamber with gloves and socks on, and it drops it to where it's like I don't know the exact temperature, but it's really cold, and it you stand in there for about 2.5 3 minutes, and it takes a lot of the inflammation out of your body. In
Okay.
fact, I'm gonna give a really big shout out to Ian Childress over at Chip Smith's Performance Systems, where we trained at the Nightmare Factory, because that guy has worked with athletes that are a million times more athletic than me, and he helped me so much. When the last 2 weeks before I was supposed to wrestle Trip, I had a pretty significant knee injury where I felt like I bruised a lot of something, or like I could have, if I impacted harder, maybe tore something in my knee. And I got a really good brace to stabilize my MCL and LCL. And when I did cryo like 2 or 3 times before that match with Trip, I didn't have to wrestle with a knee brace. So thanks to that guy for really actually helping pay attention to my recovery.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the cryo thing. I was when you were saying, I was like, man, I was thinking, it's like rubbing the like cold pat, something cold on there, let it cool off and stuff, something like that. But yeah, man, okay. Yeah, I didn't know it was something like that. You get in there, drop it down. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, something similar that you can do too is like, ice baths. People like to get
Hmm.
those big tubs and drop tons of ice. Or
Yeah.
if you live in those northern states, you can just leave it outside and you take a dip in that for a minute and try to just hold on to it, go inside, warm back up. That'll take so much inflammation out. It's great for you.
Yeah, yeah. Or when it snows, what I mean, just hop out in the snow, sitting there for a couple minutes, be like, here we go, let's roll. Yeah. See, yeah, because speaking of that, one time, funny story. My dad, one time, I was like, it was cold. It was winter time. I was a kid. I was like, Dad, is freezing. Can we turn the heat up and all that, man? My dad was like, I got a better idea. Come with me. He was like, come outside for a second or whatever. I was like, all right. Put me outside, shut the door, locked it. And he was like, I'll let you in like 5 minutes or whatever. When you come in, the house is going to be so much warmer and all like that. I was like, damn it. Oh, man. All right. And when he let me in, oh, the house was warm. You know what I mean? I didn't complain about the heat. I want to like pop, turn it up.
Damn it.
I know, man. Man. What do you say, man? Bill's character, man, is his favorite thing. Man, Bill's character.
I hate. Hey man, you guys are tough, man. I could never live in those northern states. If you cut the country in half, I'm not living in any of the top half ones, man. I like it nice and warm.
Yeah, I used to sit there and be like, yeah, I like having 4 seasons and stuff. Now I'm getting older. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this winter. You know what I mean? I'm good with just three. I like spring, summer, and fall, and then I'm good. I need to go somewhere tropical or Arizona or Texas, something like that. Somewhere over there.
You're over in Delaware?
Hmm.
Oh man, you just need to go down a little bit to Virginia or go to like the Carolinas. You'll love it.
Yeah, but they got man, it's so humid over there, man. Cause man, it's humid up here too, man. It's man, I don't like that humidity. I want
I
to get somewhere
love the
dry.
humidity. I'll take humidity every day of the week. I can't stand the because in California and Arizona it's
Mm-hmm.
hot as hell in the day, but once that night comes, it's super cold because there's nothing that holds it in. So I love it. I
Mm.
love the humidity of like Florida, Georgia.
That's true. I never thought of that. Yeah, because I've never been out like that way, feeling the dry heat or whatever. Because I'm always like, yeah, if it's hot, it's hot. Yeah, I never thought about because the nights out here they're nice and stuff. When you have bonfires, just hang out. And you just chill. And,
Oh, they're
yeah.
the greatest. It's like you
Hmm.
could wear a T-shirt out at night in the Southeast and on the East Coast. It's the greatest.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I know. I know the spring is right around the corner, man. Because like tomorrow it's gonna be like 60s, and the next day 70s, almost 80s and stuff. I'm like, all right, here we go, man. I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah, man. Before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say, thank you very much, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on chat with us, man. It was awesome to have you back on for the second time, and hopefully, man, we can have you back on for like number 3, number 4, and all that, man. Just keep chronicling your career, man, as you go around tearing people up. You know what I mean? Collecting championships everywhere you go.
Oh, I appreciate it, buddy. When I win my first major one, you guys will be the first to know. I appreciate this all.
Sweet, no problem, man.
Yeah, Rude Dragon, we really truly wish you all the best, and we hope that we get to see you on TV again, with AEW or WWE, hopefully, and then we'd be like, yeah, we just had him on the show, man. That's crazy, we always like to see people, go off and do great things and whatnot, and we've seen it with so many of your fellow classmates. We've seen it with TSF, the Renegade Twins, Karma Dean, and so many other people, and we definitely look forward to seeing you do great things as well too. And yeah, and hopefully this year you'll be in that Young Lions Cup as well, over in with East Bay. I think it's East Bay, and who else actually keeps it? It's two promotions. I forgot what the other one was.
APW generally.
APW, yeah. Yeah, hopefully we get to see you in that tournament as well too. Because I always tell in my opinion, and I'll tell people this, that Young Lions tournament is pretty much the ECWA Super 8 tournament. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Rob, I know you know about that because that's in your neck of the woods. But that's pretty much the ECWA Super 8 tournament of the West, in my opinion. So
Hey,
hopefully we get to see.
the Northern California Young Lions Cup has had winners like Chris Bay, Brody King, Jeff Cobb, Titus Alexander, and now Juicy Finau. This is one of the most acclaimed tournaments in California history, and I have every intention on winning this year's because I am just that damn good, and I am above and beyond everyone else in terms of what it comes to being a true uh, endurance fighter. I get my ass kicked harder than everyone, and I'm able to do it better than anyone. And everyone loves to claim of they're the ass kicker. Well, guess what? I take it better than all of you. And I'm gonna make sure that when I do get my chance in Young Lions Cup, that I don't waste it.
Awesome. Hey, hopefully you take both cups. Hopefully you take the Young Lions, and then you come over to the East Coast and you get to take the ECWA Super 8 tournament. Then you'll definitely have a lot to talk about because you pretty much be the best on the East and the West.
Let's make it happen. I'm a East and West Coast king. I'll carry them both like Kendrick Lamar.
There you go. So before we shut down the show, man, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out when your next appearances, purchase Rude Dragon merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Well, everyone can mainly find me over on my Instagram at Rude Dragon PW. You can also find me at Twitter at Rude Dragon PW. That's where I update very frequently. I respond quickly, promoters. So get at me as soon as possible. I'm looking to fill up a lot of my April schedule. I think April, my body will be perfectly ready to start kicking people's chests in. So give me a shout out through the DMs. You can also reach out to me through Gmail, through rudedragonpw@gmail.com. And if you want merch, I do have a few left posters that I can send out for you. I got a nice little gift package going out to a super fan tomorrow morning. I've been meaning to get that done this week, but I got it tomorrow, so they'll be looking for that. And yeah, man, it's been a good journey. I can't wait to keep doing more. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, no problem. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this down. My eyelids are getting a bit heavy, so that means it's time for a nap. Way past my bedtime. But before I go ahead and do that, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, Sean Spence to my Burton Guster, and the Charlie Haas to my Shelton Benjamin. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out when your next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, Rob_Base82, Facebook, and YouTube, Rob Base. And then tomorrow, 10 a.m., you can catch 1CW, CCW on channel 804 whatever Xfinity if you're on the East Coast, but if you're not, you can catch it streaming on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. It's free. You just go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. After 11 or whatever, after it's done streaming, you can catch the replay, and you might even see a certain somebody out there reffing. And I think later on this month, I might be out there, ring announcing. So hey, you never know. I mean, definitely check it out, man. We tearing it up out there.
Yeah, y'all even have a show later on this year. I think it's March 25th, right?
Uh, 26.
Yeah, March 26th. So definitely go out there to Houston, Delaware, March 26th. It's not just one CW, but CCW, and you get one ticket for two shows. One ticket for two shows. You're getting. A lot of places don't offer that. So if you're in Houston, Delaware, or any of the surrounding areas, definitely head on over there and see the men and women of those promotions do their thing. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I'm that cool, but who knows, maybe you'll hear me say something interesting. You can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue, and you can also find our podcast on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Block Talk Radio still. We haven't left it yet. We're on Spotify, and we are also on Facebook as a Facebook group. And we also have a YouTube channel where which is one of our main streaming platforms. And just go to YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and when you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So definitely subscribe to all our videos. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And check out our other interviews, like this one with Rude Dragon, like our one yesterday with the assassin AK-47, Katie Hebner, Undeniable Michael Martinez, and many others. So definitely check it out. You don't want to miss a thing. We're definitely doing a lot of interesting stuff, and we're not just saying that, like we pretty much are. And last but not least, we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have hoodies, we have tank tops, we have long sleeve shirts. We also have face masks, and we also have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So go ahead, check us out, grab some Ringside Society merch. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping the show afloat. It doesn't go back into our pockets. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. It means a lot. We know we're not the best, but we try to bring the best content to you, the fans, as well. So thank you very much for that. To those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Golden Corral and Rob Bass at a Taco Festival, we ain't going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We ain't stopping. But with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we're very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the Nightmare Factory and the Nightmare Factory Class 2, and one time for our guest, the poster boy for not being a poster boy, society's biggest mistake, Rude Dragon.
Woo!
What,
Ew.
what type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we will be back tomorrow with our AEW Revolutions predictions show, where we'll be joined by Adam the Axe Guy and Matt Reigns. So, if you have any opinions if you want to hear our opinions as to what's going to happen, who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to turn heel, turn face, form an alliance, etc., definitely check out that show tomorrow at 9 o'clock. But until then, we just want y'all to do four, and we mean four favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.